Hey, Desmond Du here. Today we're going to focus on type animations. There are many fun things you can do with text animators in After Effects, and I believe not many people have been exposed to it enough. Here are some type animation from a project called Strong Women that I did with Turner Classic Movies. You can check out the full project process at my website, doitbetter.com. Today we're going to create this simple type animation, but first let's begin with the basics of how text animators work. In a new composition, let's select our type tool. So with the shortcut Command T, let's click anywhere in the composition, and we're going to type a pipe symbol by holding down the key Shift \. And you can keep holding down the key to create a bunch of pipe symbols. We could do that, or we could have this setup over here, which I created with an expression and a slider control that allows me to repeat the characters being repeated. So if I were to change the character to like A, it's going to repeat itself, and even works for words as well. Let me undo that. So this setup is something I'll cover next time. So let's just basically have a bunch of pipe symbol that span across the width of the composition. Okay, with the type text layer selected, let's go to this animate button over here. Click on it and click on scale. So this is going to create an animator group over here, and we can add additional property that we can animate. We can select fill color RGB, and then let's keep it at red. Let's uncheck the scale for the XY axis, and then we can just scale it up about to 300% for the Y. And so right now it's affecting every single character. To only affect the middle characters in the middle, I can open up my range selector over here and just scrub my start range and as well as my end range to just have only effect in the middle. And I can also play around the offset to move this selection. If you open up the advanced option over here, you can also click on randomize order to create some interesting variants, and you can screw up the seed value to see different types of different variants. And let's turn the randomize order off, and the next thing we're going to learn is the shape, the range selector shape. Right now it's set to square, and it's constantly affecting all character in this linear format. If I were to change to a ramp up, you can see that the selection and the intensity of our scale and colors has been there's a gradient now. And you can do the same thing with other profiles, other range selector shapes. Over here, I have a breakdown of all 6 range selector shapes. So we have the square, which is like a flat constant, and there's gradation for the rest of the other 5 shapes. So play around with it to get whatever effects that you want. So, and just to repeat about range selector, we simply specify a range that we want over here, right, with the start and the end. And then we can offset it, and then we can animate our properties that we added on previously, such as our scale. So it's scaling down right now, and then it's gonna position it downwards. So this is the animation I've created. Right, we select a portion and we just animated that bit right there. So there's other types of selectors as well, and the next one we're going to cover is called the expression selector. I have the same set of animation as we did previously, the fill color change followed by scale and position. So the difference here is that I'm using an expression to select whatever characters that I want, and in this case, the expression that I wrote, text index mod 2, will select every alternating character and then give it a negative value for its effect. For example, the position, by default, it's supposed to go 29 pixel upwards, but instead I made it to go downwards instead. So this is just another way to give you precise control over your text character. And the last selector I want to cover is the wiggle selector or the Wiggly selector. So again, same thing. We have the same set of animation over here. But this time when I add in the Wiggly selector, so if you open it up, so you can add a selector by going to animator selector, and you can select and just select whichever you want. So you can actually delete, by default, it's range selected, but you can delete them and then just add on the one that you want. So I simply place a Wiggly selector here, and it had the same set of keyframes as the previous two setup. And as you can see, my fill color as it goes to red is just wiggling around the fill color that I set. And same goes for the scale. It's not a constant. Everything is all randomized. So this gives you a very interesting animation just from text animator. So now that we have a better understanding of text animators and range selectors and their shape, let's create our own text animation. Let's create a new composition by hitting Command N, and we're going to do Full HD, 24 frames per second. Alright, let's select our type to, Command T, and we're going to type in the word typography. Okay, and let's just center it in frame. And I'm going to copy this word, hit return, and type and just paste it 4 more times. And then let's center it in the composition. Okay, now that we're done, let's rename our text layer to something like T. Open a text layer and go to animate and click on position. So that's the first animator we're going to add. So position, and other properties we're going to add will be opacity, and we're going to add in blur as well. So we're gonna, for the animate in, we want it to kind of shift 100 pixel, and then also start from 0 opacity, and we want to blur about 150 pixel. Open up the range selector, alright, and then we're gonna basically animate from 100 to 0. So let's set a keyframe at 100, and let's go down about 7 or 8 frames, and let's go to 0. And let's hit N on our composition to kind of trim our work area, Command Shift X. Alright, so we have that. Let's go to Advanced and click Randomize Order. So if we play it back now, it's just going to pop up randomly. That's good. Alright, so we can do the same. So rename this to maybe base. And then we can duplicate this text animator. Alright, and then we can just recycle what we made. So we're gonna just remove all the parameters we added by hitting the delete key, but we still want the keyframe data and the randomized order data. And we're gonna go into properties, and we're gonna select scale, and we're gonna set it to 80%. Okay, so, and now I'm gonna shift the keyframes just a little bit, stagger it, so we get that we get a subtle motion, at each level. Alright, so let's rename this from base to scale. Let's do the same thing, Command D, and we're gonna do fill now. Let's rename that text animator to fill, delete that scale, right? And then we're gonna add a property, go to fill, RGB, and we're gonna select the color. Let's do a yellow, or maybe orange would be good. And then let's stagger the keyframes like that. Let's play it. Cool. All right, we're almost done. We're halfway there. Now let's give it some interesting, some finesse. So we're gonna use a wiggle. We're gonna use a wiggle selector on top of our range selector. So let's Command D on our fill text animator and rename it to wiggle opacity. And then let's open it up and delete that fill color. And we're gonna add an opacity, property opacity, and we're gonna set it to 25. And then we're gonna add a selector, Wiggly. And let's see if we play it, what happens. So it's just going to, as if I can turn off my text animator to see the difference. So basically everything is not popping out at full opacity. There's a there's like a subtle wiggle, like subtle dimmer opacity for some characters. And of course, you can, as usual, we can just move the keyframes to stagger it. right? So yeah, we can stack both range and wiggly selector together. Now that's done, let's see, let's animate let's have it animate out. So once you reach completion, I'm gonna add in let's see, a position animator. Undo that, make sure you have everything's deselected, animate position, and it's gonna add so let's rename this animator to animate out, and I'm gonna move it 50 pixel when it animates out, and opacity, let's drop in opacity properties, and let's put it to 0, and again let's open up the advanced, and we can just click randomize order, maybe scrub the C and see, oh, and yes, we need to animate the range selector. So instead of animating the end selector, we're gonna animate the start selector over this time around. So we're gonna start from 100, and then we're gonna go into 0. And then let's just give it a few more frames. So it's gonna pop up, and then it's gonna slide out. So the last thing we want to do is to highlight just one line of text and dim out the rest. We can do so by selecting our text properties and go to animate, and then we're gonna click on opacity. So we have another animator, and let's just call this dim, and then we're gonna reduce opacity down to maybe 35. Open up our range selector, open up advanced, and we can randomize the order, and we can increase the start. And instead of based on characters, we're gonna do lines. So we can just randomly select one line, and we can reduce the smoother to 0, so it's only affecting one line. And then we can just scrub through the random seed to grab the one that we want. So let's see, I guess random seed 9 seems to work. And let's play and see what happens. So you see, we have a problem over here. When we added the last text animator, right? My other text doesn't animate out. It still have that opacity of 35 over there. That's because there is a stacking order to all this text animator. It's taking the opacity of each character or each line is being drawn from the last text animator over here. So to fix this problem, all I need to do is just drag this dim text animator to the top, and this should solve all my problem. It's just gonna highlight my text at the front. You can just turn off all the text animator one by one to see it in action. So first of all, we highlight only one text, and then we have the base animation of it animating in, and then we have a second level of it scaling up, and then as well as a fill when it comes in, and then we add a little bit more finesse with a wiggle opacity, and finally we animate it out. And yeah, we're done. And now we can stylize the design of our typography with some layer style. So with text layer selected, go to layer, layer style, and we're gonna click on inner shadow, and let's open up inner shadow, and we're gonna increase the noise to 35, right? And maybe increase the size to maybe about 20. And then, yeah, you can play around with the opacity or even the blending mode. Let's try soft light. Nope. And yes. And then the last thing we can also do is go to add an effect. So I'm gonna go to stylize. I'm gonna add a glow, and just play. You can play with the threshold. Let's see. Increase the radius, not too much, maybe 25. Yeah. So maybe a threshold 65. Nope. Try something like 80. You can change the glow intensity. So just play around with the settings to get the type of effect that the type of look that you want. But yeah, this is it. We're done. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.